Using a manga as a tour guide for Japan? That sounds like something a sane person would do, doesn't it? G'day everyone and welcome back to another Catch Up with Kiralee. If you're new here, hi, I'm Kiralee and on this channel we talk about all things cosplay, costuming and sewing related. And today we are going to talk about my current obsession, which is my dress up darling. So this video is actually going to be in two sort of parts. The first part is all about the anime and manga and why I connect with it so heavily, and the second part is going to be about my travels around Tokyo, in particular Ikebukuro. And if you only want to see that part, the timestamp for that will be right here. See you then. But for those of you who don't know what my dress up darling is, very simply put, it is a Japanese manga that has been turned into an anime, and it is all about cosplay. It is by the incredibly talented Shinichi Fukuda. The anime and manga follow the two lives of the high school students Gojo and Marin. Gojo is more of a recluse and loves his Hina dolls and wants to become a Hina doll artist in the future. He also knows how to sew. That's important. Marin, on the other hand, is completely opposite to Gojo, and she is out there and full of life. She's also a massive nerd. A nerd who is popular, which brings me so much joy. And as fate would have it, Marin finds out that Gojo sews, and Marin discloses that she really wants to cosplay. And so the two work together to go into the world of cosplay. And when I say go, I kind of mean like thrusted. Now, I'm not going to say any more about the actual storyline because of the fact that I think that it's best if you just go and either watch the anime yourself or, if you really want to, read the manga. And what I love is the fact that it directly relates to cosplay, and it discusses things that I think we can all relate to. Things like taking measurements, choosing fabric, wearing seasonally appropriate cosplays and using fabric that's seasonally appropriate, making props, photo etiquette, photo shoots, cons in Japan, posting to social media, cosplay makeup including false eyelashes and face tape, and socializing and meeting like-minded people. But it also discusses some deeper things that we see within cosplay as well, such as weight gain, cross-playing, buying versus making cosplays, feeling like you can't do certain characters because you don't look enough like them, as well as aging. However, it would be amiss of me not to mention that the manga and the anime has its flaws. The biggest one being a particular chapter slash episode where there's straight up blackfacing, and they call it tanning. Honestly, you can skip this chapter or skip the episode and you won't miss anything from the main storyline. It is a tiny arc and they really don't come back and touch on it. Everything else in this manga and also anime is amazing and I love it. And the creator puts real life locations into the manga, which then of course went into the anime. And at the end of last year I thought, I'm going to Japan. Should I go to these places? Sort of like a pilgrimage. The answer is yes. Absolutely yes. So here are some of the places that feature in the manga slash anime that I went to. And all the time I was just thinking, Gojo and Marin exploring these places together. No. All of the places that I'm going to be talking about are based in Ikebukuro, which is a particular suburb within Tokyo. It also happened to be where we were staying in Tokyo, so you know, reasons. Starting off with ACOS. ACOS is literally across the road from Sunshine City. Now, if that name sounds familiar, it's because there is one of the biggest Pokemon stores there and it was fun. But ACOS is what we're here for. ACOS is spread over two floors, the second and third floor. On the third floor, there are pre-made cosplays on display and it was amazing. I am usually very critical when I'm looking at pre-made cosplays because I'm like, how was that done? And I will say that all of these seem to be made to the highest quality. And what I was also impressed by was they had a range of different sizes for pretty much all of the cosplays on display. It just felt very inclusive. However, the real fun is on the second floor, which is where all the cosplay supplies live. You had everything from makeup, to contacts, to wigs, to fake boobies, to binders, to gems, to fake glasses and specialist shoes. There was so much there, and I actually ended up buying some face tape. I'm really looking forward to giving that a go. And fun little fact, they sell My Dress Up Darling there. It's the only manga series that they stock. And to tie it back into the manga, Gojo and Marin go with their new friend Himeno-san to a cos so that he can show them where he bought his fake feminine chest. The next location is Swallowtail, not to be confused with the Butler Cafe. This is on the 4th floor of an unassuming building, but when you go through those doors, oh my goodness, there is so many wigs in different lengths, different styles, and oh so many colors. I have been here before and I have now come back with a new sense of appreciation for this place. In the manga and the anime, Gojo and Marin go here to buy her Shizuku-tan's wig, and then she gets it styled. Not by them, by her stylist. But I may have also bought a wig from here just so that I could feel like Marin. That's right, I have no shame. And the last location I want to talk about is Yuzawaya. The best explanation I can give about this one is that it is the Japanese version of Spotlight or Joann's. I even happened to find one of these locations when I was in Fukuoka and went into that store as well, not knowing it was the same store I was looking for part of this tour. However, I will say the one that is in Ikebukuro is big. Not only that, it has cosplays on display in the shop. They have everything from fabrics to trims to buttons to embellishments, gems, and this ruffle trim that I was obsessed with. Not to mention that I happened to spot some very cosplay specific fabrics. Gojo and Marin come here quite often to buy their fabrics for their adventures, and they actually sort of befriend this older kind of gentleman who is an assistant there, and he's very non-judgmental about the whole thing. I also quickly want to say that whilst not in the manga or anime at this point, there are other locations in Ikebukuro which I can absolutely see Marin especially going to. Things like Animate, K-Books, and Mandarake. All of these places stock manga and merch, and considering that Marin literally has merch on her bag that she takes everywhere with her, I'm gonna guess she's been to at least one of these stores. And also, just as a heads up, literally underneath Swallowtail, there is a K-Books. She would have gone into that. In the manga and the anime, both Gojo and Marin go to cosplay events together. In the most recent chapters, they go to Winter Comiket, and we happen to be going over the weekend when there is Winter Comiket. So we went. It was interesting. I've got a whole nother video about that because there is too much to unpack in this video about that, so check that one out up the top there. It was an experience. That's all I'm gonna say here. So in conclusion, I'd let a manga decide where I was going to go for a day in Ikebukuro. It was really fun to be able to turn fiction into fact and be that level of obsessed fangirl that I truly am inside. I hope that you enjoyed this little video and journey as I spent a day traveling around Ikebukuro. Please, in the comments, tell me if you have read My Dress Up Darling or you've watched the anime, and who is your favourite character. And which one has been your favourite cosplay that Marin has done so far? Also tell me, have you bought merch? Yes, I'm this level of obsessed. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.